Hi, I'm Savitra. Today I'm going to make a video on trauma-informed approach. So, do you see me writing here? No. Okay, I cannot write here because you do not see. Anyway, so I would like to talk about what is trauma-informed care. Trauma-informed care is recently widely applied in all helping professionals and especially in social work because that's what I know more because I'm in a field of social work. So, trauma informed. What is trauma informed? Trauma. First of all, what is trauma? Trauma is any distressing memory, any psychological pain that results from past events. It is psychological trauma or emotional trauma, and it could be physical trauma as well. So, so the name trauma itself talks about being mindful of somebody's trauma, right? Somebody has trauma or unhealed part of them, and being very careful, gentle while talking to them and helping them, and still promoting their growth, right? But at the same time, is still managing the pain they carry, right? So it is trauma informed. The approach itself is based on the thinking that people have trauma and their past trauma is there, and give them the chance to share as much as they want to and they feel comfortable. So, trauma informed approach refers to an approach that considers the impact of trauma on individuals, organizations, and communities. For example, indigenous community in Canada are believe that they have intergenerational trauma. So that is from long before, from residential school, so long before intergenerational, so their generations, their father and son and the children um, carry this trauma. So that is it is important to be mindful of some people have trauma from generations. Similar, some individuals have trauma, like let's say for example somebody has recent days, somebody's relatives has passed away recently or has let's say committed suicide, etc., right? But then the world still needs people to move on to do their everyday work even if they have trauma, right? So the world is not that easy that people have trauma and they should not do anything. It's not like that. So people carry trauma, and it is helping professionals or anybody's job that you help them by acknowledging their trauma and letting them know you understand and you are patient and you are there to support them even if they have their trauma, right? So this approach recognizes that trauma can have long lasting effects on a person's mental, physical, and emotional well-being, and that these effects can be particularly challenging to overcome without proper support. So there are six principles of trauma informed care. One is safety. So safety means ensuring that physical and emotional safety for individuals who have experienced trauma. Make sure that the individuals feel physically safe. For example, I did my placement in an agency that dealt with the situation of intimate partner challenge of intimate partner violence, where every time the women participants came for group therapy, the management or social worker ensure that the building has proper lock and ensure that they are physically safe and they had bulletproof glass in their windows, etc. That's physical safety. And emotional safety, that they had a strong ground rule that anybody can sharing the information there should be uh, confidential and no other group member can make fun or can share somebody else's information, so they feel safe sharing this. So sharing is important for healing. Similarly, trustworthiness, building trust and transparency in all interactions by the social worker or helping professional is very important. And third principle is choice. So prioritizing individual choice and control and empowering individuals to make their own decisions is very important. Individuals can choose how much to share, how much they can tolerate, and where they feel it is enough or they have enough information already. And collaboration and promoting collaborative partnership between individual organization and communities as well as the social worker and the clients is very important. And next is being mindfulness of cultural historical circumstances, that these also are primary factors of causing people trauma. For example, I already mentioned about indigenous communities Canada, and if I talk about worldwide, I'm here from Nepal. So um, the civil war in Nepal due to Maoist or Maoवादी also has caused trauma for people for more than let's say 20 years, and it is believed that 17,000 people were killed in the war. So their families, for example, I have my close relative and their cousins also lost their father in that civil war. So they must be very uh, traumatic every time the Father's Day come, and I can see my cousins how they cope with that, right? So we have to be careful and mindful of how people are carrying how trauma and how trauma has changed their personal, physical, or emotional well-being. Some people get stress and physical diseases because of trauma, and trauma also changes our neurochemical neuro linguistic programming. And after long after the traumatic event, some other situations keep triggering them. That is called post-traumatic stress disorder. So even if the traumatic situation has been past, like gone for a long time, but still people think of or something triggers them, um, the weapon or similar people or something triggers them, and they feel suffocated or stressed or very difficult, right? So trauma has impacted many people, and especially let's be considerate after this COVID-19, because many people suffered the fear, um, loss of their employment, loss of their loved ones, and families change forever after that. So trauma informed is for not only for helping professionals, not only for nurses and doctors and social workers, but I believe in this today's world, the world needs much healing, and trauma informed therapy is for almost everybody to be a kind, compassionate, and gentle human being, to support other and to be mindful of other people's pain and trauma. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.